hours ago. Anyone who has read or watched a Spider-Man story knows Uncle Ben, because his death catalyzes Spider-Man. He's an integral part of the character's origins and a galvanizing force behind everything the superhero does. But surprisingly, the latest batch of live-action Spidey stories haven't mentioned Ben at all. Director Jon Watts' Spider-Man Homecoming almost addressed Ben's death but ended up scrapping the idea. While the MCU is largely uninterested in Uncle Ben, its latest entry, Spider-Man: Far From Home, very subtly inserts Ben into its continuity. To remove Uncle Ben from the Spider-Man mythos would be to rip Peter Parker away from the biggest reason he's Spider-Man at all. Peter's wise, gentle father figure instilled in him a responsibility that would define Peter's superheroics. He was, is, and continues to be a powerful influence for Peter. When Matt Singer of Screen Crush asked Jon Watts whether or not Ben even existed in the MCU, the director answered, BFP. Ben, Franklin, Parker. But then he might have backtracked a bit. When Jon Watts was asked if he was now willing to say, yes, Uncle Ben did exist in the MCU, Watts seemed to hedge on the did. Jon Watts was then asked if Uncle Ben was still alive, to which the director responded, boom. Bombshell. Maybe Peter will find out his uncle is alive, realize he has no real sense of duty now that his reason is standing right in front of him, and ditch the mask and spandex for a more peaceful life. Or, you know, he could see Ben's return as even more of a reason to continue being Spider-Man. But we're basically back to square one now. However, given the fact that the director consciously put in a little nod to Uncle Ben and admitted that it was indeed a nod, we're betting that he took back his statement to save himself from Marvel's wrath. And, with a third installment definitely on the way, Jon Watts' tenure as a Spider-Man director isn't over, and neither is the possibility that Ben is a part of the MCU. But even Jon Watts doesn't really know where his franchise or the MCU in general is headed. He did mention the multiverse, but it was part of a theory he offered, not anything confirmed. That may just be a Phase 4 thing because he did know about Endgame's outcome before most viewers. Spider-Man: Far From Home is now playing in theaters everywhere. And it's great. Check it out. Let's block ads. Why?